What's going on, guys? Dale7402 back with another episode of Ringside Republic. Gonna go over a quick review of Monday Night Raw. Last night's show fucking sucked. I'm just gonna do a brief overview and review of it, and we'll go over that real quick and some news that is pending as of right now. And we'll make a quick little video here. It's not going to be much, guys. Monday Night Raw was absolutely horrid last night, and there's not a whole lot of really good stuff that can be said about it. So we're gonna make this one quick and easy. Monday Night Raw, April 24th, 2017, emanating from Kansas City. The show kicks off with Y2J and The Miz coming out and going back and forth. Y2J came out with the highlight reel, and Miz come out and took over and turned it into Miz TV. Dean Ambrose came out and turned it into the Ambrose Asylum, and the segment, in all honesty, was probably the best thing of the night. You know, we got Dean Ambrose and Y2J going back and forth with their comedy, and you know, it was decent for the most part. Um, you know, Dean Ambrose is a better comedian than he is wrestler, in my opinion. Y2J, Chris Jericho, he's the man. He's funny, he's comedic, he's entertaining, and unfortunately, we won't be seeing him. More than likely, after Payback, we won't be seeing Jericho for a while. He is due to go on tour with his band Fozzy, so we will more than likely be seeing the last of Chris Jericho this Sunday at Payback, for a while anyway. Ambrose gave Chris Jericho a jacket that he had stapled Christmas lights to make up for the light up jacket that he had destroyed a few months previously, and that was a pretty funny part. As always, a tag team match was scheduled after the opening segment between Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho against The Miz and his mystery opponent, whom I believed to be Strowman. I kind of thought that we were going to see, all the reports were stating that Roman Reigns would return to Monday Night Raw tonight, so I was kind of expecting to see Strowman come back in the main event as his partner, and Roman to come out and get his revenge before the Payback pay-per-view Sunday. So the segment went on. Not a whole lot to be said. It ended up with Dean Ambrose giving the dirty deeds to The Miz, and that was pretty much the end of the segment, guys. I'm going to go over this quick. Sheamus versus Matt Hardy had a decent match. Matt Hardy got the win. I think they're giving the Hardys a test run on singles competition. I think they're slowly but surely preparing them for singles runs, and absolutely with Matt Hardy going into the broken character. After that, we had Neville and T.J. Perkins versus Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries. Austin Aries got the win, and pretty much all can be said about that. It was a decent match, but it is what it is. Strowman versus Kalisto in a dumpster match. The match went back and forth for what it was. It was short, but not bad. Kalisto ended up getting the win by kicking Strowman's feet out from underneath him, and causing him to fall into the dumpster. Strowman then got very pissed and took it out on Kalisto, gave him a beat down in the ring, threw him in the dumpster, took the dumpster up to the ramp and pushed it off a little pathetic little 2 feet drop. If Kalisto even was still in there, I'm sure there was padding and so on and so forth. Trying to recreate a little bit of the Attitude Era when we saw the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn push, I believe it was Mick Foley and Chainsaw Charlie at the time, Terry Funk, excuse me, pushed them off the ramp, the stage area back in the Attitude Era. It was a lot cooler. You know, it was a bigger drop back then. I think it was something like 8 or 9 feet. You know, this was a pathetic little 2 feet drop off the stage that didn't hurt Kalisto whatsoever. So that was that. Next we got they kept showing clips, video clips of Roman Reigns, like we forgot who the fuck this guy was for some reason. I mean, how many fucking times can we see that stupid shit? We know who Roman is. We don't need fucking clips to remind us. And I will say this: our prayers and thoughts go out to Roman Reigns and his family. His brother did pass away this week. All jokes aside about Roman Reigns, as a wrestling character, we hate him, but he's still a person. He lost his brother, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him. After the clip of Roman, Bray Wyatt cut another promo, decent promo, as Bray Wyatt always delivers. Nothing very special was said, and nothing noteworthy. Cut a promo on Randy Orton, and leading to their match, their House of Horrors match at Payback. After that, we had Dana Brooke versus Alicia Fox. Dana Brooke got the win in what was ultimately a squash match, in my opinion. Anderson, Gallows, and Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins, Enzo, and Cass. When Enzo and Cass came out to the ring, Gallows and Anderson and Samoa Joe jumped them and beat the hell out of Enzo, putting him out of the match, which led for the WWE to interject Finn Balor into the match. So we got to see Finn Balor. I got an eerie feeling when they brought Finn Balor out. I just kept kind of hoping he would turn heel and screw over Seth Rollins in some way, and him and Gallows and Anderson would start to form the club. I started thinking about this last night, and the club, I think the club, if we could ever get AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Gallows, and Anderson, I think if we could ever get those guys together and reform the club, I think the club could be very, very similar to what the NWO was back in the Attitude Era. I think that it would be kind of cool to see like a reformation of that staple in a way, like you'd have the club with AJ, Finn, Gallows, and Anderson, and then they could start to recruit new members and have shirts made and kind of take over the wrestling business or take over WWE, as it were. And I think that would be a very cool aspect to look at, is a reformation of the club and sort of making the club what the NWO used to be, with the adding members and the hostile takeover and so forth. I think that'd be a very good idea. Seth Rollins got the win for his team with his new finisher, which is absolutely stupid. Seth Rollins has had a lot of trouble with finishers, in my opinion. We saw, I believe it was the curb stomp there for a long time, which obviously had, I guess, certain racial connotations that WWE was not fond of supporting. So they changed his signature move to his finisher to the pedigree, which he basically stole it from another wrestler. And now he's doing the he grabs their arm and spins them around and just gives them a knee to the face. In my opinion, Seth Rollins needs some serious work. If they're not very, very careful, Seth Rollins is going to fall through the cracks, in my opinion. His character needs work, and his finishing move absolutely needs work. Curb stomp won't work. I'm not a fan of him using the pedigree, and this new one is just, it's stupid. It's not devastating in any way. It's hard to imagine him getting a win over anybody with a move like that. I mean, that's a common knee to the face. They do that shit all the time, so not a fan of the finishing move. However, Seth Rollins used it to get the win for his team. Alexa Bliss cuts a decent promo on Bayley. Bayley comes out, and Bayley and Alexa Bliss go back and forth until Sasha comes out to aid Bayley. Once again, I think that Bayley is in desperate need of a heel turn, and I think that's where they're headed. There's rumors going around that Bayley will hold the title until SummerSlam. So I do see a heel turn in the future for Sasha, and maybe her recapturing the title at SummerSlam, possibly. A match is made between Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. Sasha wins with a count out. Alexa basically just walked away saying, "I don't need this shit," and and that was the end of it. I'm skimming through this real quick. Real quick, guys. I got to go to work here soon. It's 1 o'clock here. I got to be at work at 2. So I'm going through this relatively quickly for that fact and for the fact that it was a fucking horrendous, shitty show. Ambrose and Chris Jericho cut another promo backstage, another comedic promo, which was, it was funny. What do you want me to say? It was funny. Noteworthy, no, it is what it is. During the midst of that promo, we did get to see the Drifter once again come. Or no, wait, pardon me. That was coming up. Kurt Hawkins. All right, Ambrose and Chris Jericho cut their promo. Done. Kurt Hawkins issues an open challenge to Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews wins. Titus O'Neil comes out. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews are probably going to be teaming up before long. The Drifter makes another appearance during Kurt Angle and The Miz's promo backstage. Not a whole lot of important information happened there. Ambrose and Chris Jericho versus The Miz and his mystery opponent, which ended up being Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt come out halfway through the match and interjected himself and gave a Sister Abigail to, I believe it was Jericho, I believe. It may have been Ambrose. Does it really matter? No, because we really don't give a fuck. Monday Night Raw sucked. It was the go-home show for Payback, and it was utterly horrendous. It was horrible. It was fucking boring. It was a fucking dumpster fire. It was pointless. If you missed it, you didn't miss anything. Payback is more than likely going to fucking suck. And, it's just the build to it is awful. The storyline progression is awful. They're just dropping the ball entirely, which we all expected after WrestleMania. Rumors for the day, guys. Rumors are of Baron Corbin is the early favorite to win the Money in the Bank briefcase in June. I can definitely see that happening. I think they're going to give him a big push, judging by the rumors and the storylines that he's been involved in lately. I do see Baron Corbin getting a very aggressive push from WWE this year. Former TNA Tag Champ Crazy Steve said farewell to Impact Wrestling last Friday, and according to the Wrestling Observer, is headed to WWE. So, guys, I'll be honest with you, I have no fucking idea who Crazy Steve is. I don't watch Impact. The only time I ever watched Impact was back in the day when Sting and the Main Event Mafia was around, and recently when Matt Hardy was on there with his broken gimmick. Other than that, don't know who Crazy Steve is and don't really give a fuck. Jack Swagger hinted to an interview with WrestleZone he might head to TNA to reunite with Zeb Coulter when his 90-day non-compete with WWE expires. So, yay. Who gives a fuck? There may be heat on Rusev for cutting his hair without permission from WWE, says Sportskeeda. We knew that a long time ago. Ember Moon's injury from last week's NXT tapings was a work. Squared Circle Siren says she is fine. So, to be honest with you guys, I haven't watched NXT since TakeOver Orlando. So, didn't even know that Ember Moon was hurt. Apparently, she was injured, but it was just a work. Squared Circle Sirens says she is fine. So that's the news and rumors for today, guys. That's your shitty-ass review for a shitty-ass show of Monday Night Raw last night. It wasn't worth a fuck. If I had to, fuck it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 2. And the only reason it got a fucking 2 is because Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose are hilarious. That's the only reason they're getting that. Quick review, guys. There's not a whole lot to say. Monday Night Raw sucked. I would say that more than likely, SmackDown will be the better show this week. It would kind of be hard not to. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the SmackDown spoilers and rumors. Let's see. We might do a quick review of SmackDown if there's anything on here that's noteworthy. The Blue Brands lineup for this visit to Des Moines, Iowa feels like a mini pay-per-view. Charlotte Flair will take on Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. more than likely, guys, I don't know. Charlotte may fucking win it. To be honest with you, I mean the way that WWE books Charlotte, my money's on Charlotte to win it. That's my prediction for that. A beat the clock challenge will clear up the tag team title picture, and WWE champ Randy Orton has a no disqualification match. I don't know who that is against. Monday's Raw was a series of disappointments. Tuesday's SmackDown, meanwhile, has all the ingredients to blow the pre-payback go-home show out of the water. Backlash pay-per-view won't arrive until May 21st, so SmackDown has room to play with the stories. That's kind of what leads me to believe that more than likely, I'd say Charlotte will win the title on SmackDown Live tonight. Dave Meltzer reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE is very high on Baron Corbin, even more so than Braun Strowman. He's expected to be in the WWE title picture later in the year. Obviously, we already know that. Guys, I'm not seeing a whole lot of any news that is noteworthy for tonight. Shinsuke Nakamura is supposed to kick off the show on SmackDown tonight, so that can be cool. I do think that I mean SmackDown has the potential to be an awesome show tonight with everything that they've got going on. So hopefully they can make up for Monday Night Raw's failures last night. That's it, guys. Follow me on Twitter, Dale74021. Hit me up on Patreon. Give me a pledge or support me there in any way that you can. Patreon.com/Dale7402. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will be back, guys, more than likely tomorrow with a SmackDown review. And I will be doing a news episode on Friday or Saturday. I will be doing combined with a payback preview and predictions, followed by a payback review Sunday night or Monday morning. So guys, that's all I got right now. Hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.